All right, let's sharpen our minds a little bit today with a classic riddle. Now, it might seem simple on the surface, but trust me, it's a fantastic workout for your logical thinking. Let's just dive right in.
Okay, here it is. Take a second, read it over. A man is looking at a portrait and he says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none, but the man's father is my father's son." So, who's in the picture? You know what? Go ahead and pause right here if you want to take a crack at it yourself before we break it all down together.
So, to figure this out, let's follow the story of someone named Era. Era absolutely loves puzzles, but this one's got her a bit stumped. And, like a lot of us, she's hitting that wall, that frustration you feel when the answer just isn't popping into your head.
But this time is different. Instead of just throwing out random guesses, Era's trying a whole new approach. She's decided to be methodical, to follow a clear step-by-step path to see if she can untangle this thing.
So, let's get into Era's process. We're going to see exactly how she breaks this tricky riddle down into smaller, much more manageable pieces.
Okay, first things first. She isolates the most straightforward piece of information in the whole riddle. The speaker says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none." This is our anchor point. It seems so simple, but it is the absolute key to unlocking everything else.
Next up, she tackles the really confusing part, but the man's father is my father's son. Now, this is the loop, right? This is the bit that's designed to trip you up, to get your brain tied in a little knot. But Era knows the secret is to untangle it one thread at a time.
So here's the crucial move. She doesn't try to solve the whole thing at once. She just zeroes in on that final phrase, "my father's son." Let's forget the portrait, forget everything else for just a second. Who is this person?
And this is where that first clue, our anchor point, comes roaring back into play. If the speaker has no brothers, then who could my father's son possibly be? Well, there's only one option left on the table. It has to be the speaker himself. And just like that, with that one little piece solved, the rest of the puzzle just clicks right into place. This is what leads to that big reveal, that amazing aha moment.
So Era puts it all together, and the answer she comes up with, the one she's now totally confident about, is the person in the portrait is the man's son.
Let's just walk through that one more time to make sure it sticks. We figured out that my father's son is just a super complicated way of saying me or myself. So let's swap that back into the riddle. The speaker is basically saying the man in the portrait's father is me. And well, if he's the father, then the person in that portrait has to be his son. Simple as that.
You see, what Ira just did, that's not just some clever trick. It's a very real skill. This is what we call critical thinking, the ability to analyze information, question your assumptions, and connect the dots to come to a really clear, logical conclusion.
Now, why does any of this matter? Well, because this isn't some kind of magical ability you're just born with. Nope, it's a skill. And like any other skill, it's something you can actively train and get better at.
The most important thing to take away here is that Era didn't just get lucky. It wasn't some flash of genius out of nowhere. She got the right answer because she used a system, a repeatable process for breaking down a problem.
So let's do this. Let's take Ira's method and turn it into a practical toolkit that any of us can use to train our own logical mind and start thinking just a little bit clearer. Here are 5 ideas from Ira's process you can start using today. First up, observe before you judge. Get all the facts before you jump to a conclusion. Second, always be asking why and how to dig deeper. Third, just like Ira did, break big, scary problems into small, solvable parts. Fourth, see your mistakes not as failures but as chances to learn something new. And finally, and this one might be the most important, be willing to challenge your own thoughts.
And that really leaves us with this final thought. The goal isn't to have all the answers. The real goal is to get better at finding the answers. The strongest mind isn't a know-it-all. It's a trained mind, one that's always learning, always questioning, and always getting better at the process of thinking itself. So what problem are you going to tackle next?